I've had sleep paralysis before, like waking up,
Oh,
and I've had that a few
awful.
times.
Yeah,
Like I'm
me either.
crawling, trying to get in my. But I just had this last week actually when we were preparing for the show, and I was dreaming I was in my room that is now, but I was dreaming I was having sleep paralysis in my dream, and in the dream I was trying to scream, "Wake me up! Wake me up! Wake me up!" and I couldn't move or scream at all. And then there was an earthquake, and then I woke up in this world, but the room was exactly the same as I was dreaming it. Like it was just the
Yeah.
same version. Like what can
Yeah.
you make of that one?
Yeah. So usually when we experience sleep paralysis, we are aware of our current surroundings. It usually takes place in the room we're actually in.
Hmm.
Um, so the sleep paralysis is such an interesting topic. So
But
first of all,
dreaming, I was dreaming I was having paralysis. I knew I was like a lucid dream. I knew I was dreaming
okay,
it,
so dream within a dream.
Right. That was the weird
Okay.
part because I had sleep paralysis when I was consciously trying to wake up and I couldn't get up. But then I was like dreaming, and I knew I was dreaming about the sleep. That was the weird part.
I so feel you. Like on nights when I can't sleep and it takes me hours to fall asleep, and then I finally fall asleep, and then I dream I'm trying to sleep. But I'm trying to get, this weird loop that we get stuck in. So these sort of things are caused by bad sleep.
Okay.
So this probably happens when you're having a fitful night of sleep, or your sleep routine is way off, or you got to sleep way later than you normally do. Something's off, and your body is, messed up. Your circadian rhythm has been messed with. And so we get stuck in this in-between state. It's called hypnagogia. It's the in-between state of being awake and asleep at the same time. So sleep paralysis is where you're kind of dreaming, but you're aware you're in your bed or the room or whatever, and then you can't move, and it's scary, but you're like, wait, am I dreaming? But wait, no, there's my door,
Right.
is this in-between state where you're stuck. And the reason it happens is because when we enter REM dream sleep, every 90 minutes throughout the night, our brain will release a chemical through our skeletal muscles to paralyze our body. So we don't get up and act out the dream. It's a safety,
Interesting.
safety mechanism. So sometimes when you're having a fitful night of sleep, you'll start to wake up before your brain can reactivate your skeletal muscles, and you get stuck temporarily. It never lasts long. You're stuck temporarily in hypnagogia, and you get that sleep paralysis. And then there's all kinds of weird things that happen. There's the amygdala, the fear center of the brain, is highly active during this state. So it's scary, and sometimes there's like a sinister presence in the room, or pressure on the chest, or your body vibrates, or all kinds of crazy stuff, but it never lasts long. It is completely harmless, and you just give it a minute and you're fine.
And can you also too briefly brush on like the lucid dreaming too? Like, what really creates the lucid dreaming experience, and how can people actually recreate that for themselves?
Okay, so lucid dreaming is when you're in a dream and then you have the awareness, oh, this is a dream. And then you can do anything, no rules. A lot of people will lose anything. Trust me. So a lot of people will use that awareness to get out of the dream, because a lot of times it will kick in when you're in the midst of like a nightmare, and like this axe murderer is on your ass, and you're like, oh, I gotta get out of here, and you wake up and get out of it. When instead you need to stay in the dream and ask a question. Who are you? What do you symbolize? What do I need to know? And you will get an answer. So the lucid dream is this really cool state of consciousness. You're awake and asleep at the same time, and you're as conscious. Your consciousness is as active as your subconscious is at the same time. Because during the day, here's your conscious mind, driving to work, typing your messages, talking to your kids, and your subconscious is down here. And then when you go to sleep, they reverse.
Right.
But in lucid dreaming, they're equal, and you can communicate.
Right. Yes.
You can have a conversation with your subconscious, and you can get profound answers to anything.
Yeah. So very, very beneficial actually if people were trying to, induce that type of, perspective. Be very healing too, I would assume. If you utilize it wisely, right?
Yeah, you can heal traumas. You can overcome phobias. You can, just ask your subconscious mind, how do I deal with my mother-in-law? You'll get an answer.